This place has a very interesting history. Today, that rock over there is called Fungus Rock, but it used to be called the General's Rock because a unique plant grew just there on that inaccessible rock. Unique, that is, to Europe. You see, there is a plant that was known to the Arabs as the treasure of all drugs. It grew in North Africa, but the Knights of Malta had no access to it there, neither did the rest of Christendom. But a general discovered that he had struck gold because on that island grew this weird mould-like thing. It's about that tall, a black club-like plant. It has no leaves. It's not actually technically a fungus, but it looks a bit like one. And it was called the General's Root. And he realised that he had to guard this precious resource. And he also had to exploit it. So he created a watchtower to watch over it and protect it. And he had a cable car, a rope strung from that mainland there across to the Fungus Rock, and a one-man cable car would be pulled across that. You'd have to have some nerve, wouldn't you? But this stuff was extremely valuable. It was considered to be a treatment for almost everything. It stemmed bleeding, it cured dysentery and apoplexy and all manner of things, including venereal disease. Not that any knights would have that, you understand. And not only was it hugely in demand in the hospitals on the island, but it was sold at very high prices in all the big courts of Europe.
And here we have two of the friendliest Mujahideen. What, you don't like my taking your image? This is you being brutal, is it? Shoo.
Unfortunately, there was a Russian film crew shooting a movie right in front of it when I was there. I negotiated with the location manageress, and she told me that the film was set in Afghanistan. I mentioned, I hope politely, that Afghanistan is actually one of the more famously landlocked countries of the world, but she assured me that details like that wouldn't bother the viewers. A lizard. All the coast here is sheer cliff. They even bothered to smooth the sides of the rock to deter trespassers. The penalty for trespass was 3 years rowing a galley. The watchtower here with signalling beacon in case of raiders. Oh, wow, that's fast. This is what all the fuss was about. A stumpy little stinky thing with an italicized name. It's growing somewhere up there. Can you see it? Nope, neither can I.
But what I don't know is whether it was just a placebo or not. I mean, does it actually have any fantastic medicinal use? If it does, then why haven't we all heard of it? So I'm guessing that no, it didn't. It was just a very, very powerful placebo. And it just shows you that there are people out there with more money than sense, and they will, when their health is at stake, pay for almost anything out of desperation.
A bit of duck going turned up the result that people have looked into it, and it is possible that there is some potential for a medicinal use.
Whee! Hey, how do I... You alright? No.
Here we see the director coaching an actor on how to be tied to a post. Ah, yes, he seems to be getting the hang of it.
You look like British. A real British.
We love British.
What for lunch?
The number plate.
Nice one.
One lark was that they had some goats for pretend Afghan goat herds to herd, only the pretend goat herds hadn't got a clue. If you do find yourself here, just walk north along the coast for a short way, and though the rocks are very sharp, the handholds are good, and you will be rewarded by a rather nice sight. The Azure Window. The best thing to happen to me on this trip was that I missed my bus, and while waiting for the last one, I had time for a swim in the cool and supple waters beneath the Azure Window.
Lindybeige!